right? That was easy. You've got to be more nervous about your race than the commentary, I'm sure.
Oh no, I'm pretty nervous about both. I think. To be fair.
Don't worry,
It
just
is. It is nail biting.
which bit?
Uh,
The
all
racing
of
was
it.
nail bite. The racing was nail biting last week. Truthfully,
It was. A bit surprised to pull the win off. To be fair, given the competition, it's quite high. The pace is really good, and yeah, it's difficult to keep up. I really thought Simon was going to catch me, and he almost did on that last corner.
it was That I mean, that last ditch attempt to try and pip you on the last corner. That was it was from my point of view, it was exactly what I wanted to see. Something exciting to watch right at the end. So
Exactly. Yeah, it does keep it very interesting. And of course, the other two races were great as well.
the first race was full of action, and the second race was a little bit. There was a little bit sort of more steady racing, just people putting in laps rather than distinctive battles. And then in the last race, there was loads of contact between everybody. So Simon got shunted. Yeah. Simon got shunted right at the start, which basically put him in a sticky position, basically in a hunt to try and catch you back up. Oh wait, hold on, I'm trying to remember who's. This is the problem. I didn't write down who won what race and who was in last race. Each race last week. So
I'm sure Simon had the first race.
he did.
It was myself on the second one, and I think was it GT Sports Freak or Llama Llama? I can't quite remember.
Oh, I can't remember either. I'm sure someone will comment and tell us if we've got it wrong.
I'll have to check that out. I think. Yeah, this track obviously completely different from last week. Entirely different set of gear ratios.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There's a lot more room on the track, obviously, but it's all about carrying speed, exiting the corners quickly, and maxing your top speed as much as possible.
The exciting thing will be to see how qualifying goes, because obviously you're only going to get one flying lap in, really.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one, maybe two.
You might get the front runners, whoever's like the top 3 or 4 going out out the pits first. They might get a couple of laps in, but the rest of them, it's going to be interesting to see whether if someone has an off, whether they'll get in everybody's way and cause issues.
That's right. I think it's going to be very tough. It's quite so easy to run off as well. As you can see, Racer Andy, he's run off onto the gravel track there.
Racer Andy, where is he? I'm trying to find him. Oh, see, this is the other thing as well. I need to get all the.
I've got to get myself used to.
Display racing info. Display all. All right.
Yeah, can do.
You can.
Okay, yeah, sound.
Yeah, that's it.
Sure, okay, that's no problem. I say it's getting used to all the controls and knowing the best way to use them, but okay, yeah, I'll remember that, no problem.
Just trying to remember all my keyboard controls so I can do good replays again.
Yeah,
Managed to get a couple decent replays in last week, but it's tricky because you've got to. So like, if you tell me someone spun out, I've got to go to their car, then press Z, and then I think it's V, and then it'll do like a 15 seconds replay. But if I don't get to him quick enough, then I miss I miss what's happened in the replay shit.
Okay. Oh, funny.
Go on. Yeah, so at the minute I've obviously got my top 8 in my left hand corner, but if I go live timing, I think I can do this in the race as well. I can bring this screen up if you're all watching it. I don't know if you've got my if you've got the live feed up, but it brings up everybody's fastest sectors and who's in what position and everything like that. So I usually try and do that towards the end to try and list who's finished where, but yeah, I'll try and do that. Yeah. No problem.
Yeah, have a good one.
Good luck. See you later.
Cheers, Matt.
So, Racer Andy will have been, after you'd mentioned before about him crashing or spinning out or whatever, having a moment, that's because more than likely he's the only person that I know of who is still not using ABS.
Oh, okay, I see.
And he has his traction control off. I'm assuming everybody has the traction control off.
Yeah, I know I raced mine completely off. Actually, the first couple of sort of fun races that we did as a group, I had the ABS off entirely. And it was only on the recommendation of, realising that everybody else had it on weak, I thought I'd give it a go. And it just seemed to have worked a little bit, because depending on whether I can repeat the results of last week, the fun races I was sort of always 4th, 5th, anywhere up to sort of 7th, but hopefully we can sort of push on towards the mid, from the mid to the front of the pack.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried doing it without ABS, and I'm sure there are faster lap times without ABS, but it's the consistency of having a little bit of your ABS on weak just to try and get the consistent laps in, especially when you're doing an online race and competition where every position is so important for points. The risk of running slightly wide or locking up all your wheels and skidding off track is not worth it. Have it on weak just whilst we're, because these, especially on these MR2s as well, the older cars, aren't they? The brakes aren't brilliant on them.
No, I have found I've been playing around with the brake balance a little bit today as well, and find that perhaps Matt, I think, recommended pushing a little bit towards the front, but I find that pushing it towards the back actually helps a little bit with stability. But again, it can be down to driving style, and it's difficult to tell from lap to lap whether what you're changing is making a difference or whether you just screwed it up.
It also obviously depends as well on which track you're on.
Yes.
As to what sort of brake balance you've got.
Absolutely. Because with these it's difficult to know what it's going to do, and switching ends is entirely possible if you get it wrong.
Yeah, especially with a heavy rear brake balance, you brake too hard and you're going to end up potentially having a bit of a spin if you brake too hard. But I guess if you've got your ABS on, you should be okay.
Yeah, I think so.
The top 3 seem to be quite close through practice. Just trying to pull up the...
Yeah, I see GT Sports Freak, closely followed by Lama. See, there's been talk of 208 laps.
208 laps would be fast.
Myself, I think I managed sort of mid 209, 295, 296. I
haven't watched any practice yet, so I'm not sure which is what lap times are good. I'm just basing it on what's going on at practice at the minute. Obviously, as qualifying's not started yet.
I think you should expect to see a little bit more. I'm just playing around with some of the viewing on my screen, obviously the one that's not live. I didn't realise you could do so much.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of views you can play about with, and settings that you can fiddle with as well.
The track map, circle map, timing monitor. Here we go, is it qualifying?
Qualifying has just started for the first race, yeah. 6 minutes qualifying. We'll keep it falling with the front car to see how many laps he can get in, which is map 2M racing. Obviously all on an out lap at the minute, but if we're doing 2 minutes, he's likely to get in 3 laps, or 2 flying laps, as long as he doesn't have any accidents.
I noticed we've got a 6-minute qualifier this week to account for the extra length of track, so hopefully everybody can get a good couple of flying laps in.
Was it 5 minutes last week?
I think it was, yeah.
Ooh. 2M Racing would be happy that's only on an out lap nearly at the moment now. Yeah, I mean, that extra minute, especially around here, will make all the difference, because it'll be the difference between getting 1 or 2 flying laps in, especially for the people at the back of the pack, because it is a much longer track. I mean, what we were doing near on a minute on the previous week at where we were last week. I can't remember what it was called last week now.
Takuba.
That's it. I wanted to say Suzuka, but it wasn't Suzuka. That's later in the series, I believe. But yeah, we're nearly twice as long round here, twice as long lap times, aren't we? So an extra.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot to do with concentration. So you're on the gas a lot with, yeah, there are a lot of long straights, and it's entirely different from last week.
Yeah. Be interesting to see whether people can stay close to people in front of them and try and get a little bit of slipstream down the main straights, because they are such long straights right down Monza as well.
They are. I'm not sure what the slipstream settings are. I imagine they're probably set on realistic. I think there's weak, strong and realistic, but I hope they're on realistic. So we might be able to see a little bit of drafting now. I don't seem to be able to change the view on mine.
Oh, I can't remember how to bloody do it now.
I'm sure it's supposed to be square, but it was working a minute ago. But I can still see them and switch between the cars, it's no problem. So GT Sports 3 is right on the back of my MR2 racing now. That's where I'm racing, sorry.
He is. Lama with a bit of space, which is ideal for what he wants to put in a flying lap.
We're doing on time, 3 minutes left, so
it's going to be tight as to whether he gets a oh no, he will comfortably get in 2 flying laps. He might, if he's quick enough, get in no, he'd need to find another 20 seconds on a lap to get 3 flying laps in.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're not going to quite do it, are they?
I think GT Sports Freak's going to make a move on him. Is that going to affect people's times? GT Sports Freak has overtaken him.
It's difficult to know whether to watch the PlayStation screen or my phone with YouTube on.
Yeah. GT Sports Freak has done MR2 Racing, which more than likely means he's going to put in a faster lap. Unless obviously MR2 Racing can get him again. Looks like slipstream is on, because he is closing the gap by the looks of it.
It's just worth noting this week as well that we've got Jaded Viper back.
Yes.
Technical troubles.
I was going to say, he seemed to abandon the race midway through last week, didn't he?
Yeah, I think, bless him, Paul, he was on his controller, and I'm sure he's mighty impressive for the lap times that he was putting in. I think this week he's back on the wheel, so hoping to see some competitive moves from Jason Viper, Paul Fredham at TCB there.
Simon Trent's just put in the fastest lap so far with a 2:09.8. Jaded Viper has put in a good time with a 2:10.2. Closely followed by GT Sports Freak, and then MR2 Racing down in 5th with a 2:11.
Another one to watch out for, I think, this week with some good improvements today is the Gaz.
Yeah, he
Gaz Wyatt.
Seems to be improved quite significantly from last week, actually. Oh, that's going to be annoying for the Gaz. He's just bumped into that orange barrier, which was randomly just left in the middle of the track. I wonder why that's happened. That's irritating for him.
I was racing with Gaz earlier, doing a few practice laps, and gave him a few tips. I think he was running automatic, and of course if you're running automatic even with a wheel, it runs the gearing right the way out, and you're at the power button. So Gaz found another second using the paddle shift on the G29. So yeah, expecting good things from Gaz as well.
He was on fastest personal lap as well. He's up by 0.4 of a second. See if he can close the gap on GT Sports Freak.
How do you get all the display up? Like on the live feed, you've got the radar, you've got the speed of each person.
If you press circle and then it'll bring up like some options at the bottom. If you click on your I think it's display options, the third grey icon on the right. If you click on that, it'll bring up some options. I'll tell you what, I'll just show you one. If you go on spectator options and then display all info. That one.
Display race, okay.
Llama just going fastest with a 209.6.
That is rapid.
I'm not sure he'll get another fast lap in there. I think that's him done. So I think he's at the top.
Look that way.
It looks like that's the top 3 or 4. MR2 Racing down in 6th. He won't be very happy with that.
He'll be spitting with that, I think.
I don't know what times he's been getting in practices, but let's click off that.
I'm sure Matt is sort of around a 210 at the moment. Dropping at times, but I think anyone who's going to average about a 210 round here is going to do well.
Yeah, Gaz has just pipped him 0.04 of a second faster. See what
we're ready to go.
Not a lot in the top. Simon Trent, Llama just about equal. Big gap between Simon Trent and GT Sports Freak, but then very close to GT Sports Freak and Jaded Viper, only 100th of a second. Gaz 9, MR2 Racing very close, and then so it looks like the top 6 will be a battle, and then everybody under there seems to be in like a midfield sector.
I think GT Sports Freak is one to watch as well. I've seen him do a 209.5.
That's fast.
Which is very, very fast. We'll see what can happen in the race.
Llama stole it right at the end.
Yeah, very tight at the top there.
Did you want to watch the action at the back of the pack and I'll watch the action at the front?
Sure thing, can do.
And we're off the way. Jaded Viper with a terrible start off the line. Llama got away cleanly. Jaded Viper.
Racing on a blistering start at 4.
Yeah, Jaded Viper has properly struggled off the line. MR2 Racing will he be able to get? He's got the right line. Jaded Viper going to try and cut him off.
Yeah, very, very neat actually.
Very tidy well from everybody actually. Yeah.
Very well behaved. Oh, Ghost Turtle's having a moment.
Wasn't very.
And 6.
Wasn't very tidy for everybody else at the back of the pack, unfortunately.
No, there's a bit of a gap straight away opening up between
S2 Dog on the replay has just absolutely just barged his way through everybody, putting Van Guardian in the gravel, spinning out. Daniel Guter in the gravel, managed to keep it in a straight line. Van Guardian has come off really badly from that, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate for Andy. Oh, there's number 4. GT Sports Freak's gone. GT Sports Freak's gone 4, and I think somebody's on the gravel. I think the Gaz has spun out.
Isn't that good? I have slight technical issues. Sorry guys, I'll have to jump back into spectating. go.
It looks
Apologies
like
for
Jaded
that.
Viper at the moment.
Jaded Viper, where's Jaded Viper?
Jaded Viper's down in 13th.
13th.
Yeah, I think after a good start, he's ended up on the gravel. And Gaz is on the grass, 8th. Gaz is sideways and into the gravel. Jaded Viper and Guardian are both gone past the Gaz. Not sense fortunate for the Gaz.
Matt 2M Racing has relished with the action from the start. He's gone from 6th to 3rd. He'll be very happy with the start of that race.
You can see he's right on the tail there. See if GT Sports Freak can keep up with the action in the top 3 there.
What position has he found himself in now?
He's 4th.
GT Sports Freak, yeah, he's just about there, isn't he? He's about 2.5 seconds behind. Matt 2M Racing all over the back of Simon Trent, but as he runs a little bit wide, keeps it in check, loses a little bit of time on Simon, but nothing that he probably can't pull back.
Well, I have to say, very well behaved on the whole.
Especially the first corner, I expected that to be very messy. With a little bit of action at the back of the field, but nothing terrible.
See if GT Sports Freak can close that 2.5 second gap. Down to 2 seconds actually, just in him.
He's under 2 seconds, yeah.
He is. S2's dog crossed the chicane there. Still very tight mid-pack. 5th through to 10th is still very, very tight.
We've got to say that midfield pack is all very close together, isn't it?
It is. Bit of a moment from Renegade Spread in 7th.
It's not like in the replays today.
No.
Ooh, Matt 2M Racing in the gravel, that's not going to help his exit speed. GT Sports Freak, see if he can capitalise on the little error.
Still 2.5 seconds though, it was down to 2 seconds a minute ago, so I don't know whether GT Sports Freak had a moment there.
Looks like Lama Lama and Simon Trent are sort of slightly pulling away from Matt 2M Racing.
Dogging it out at the front. Expect this to be very, very close.
Matt 2M Racing finding himself in a weird position of just between groups. Lama Lama surprising me. I expected Simon Trent to be in first, but Lama Lama is even not just in first, but he has the fastest lap so far as well.
You can see the barrier strewn across the first chicane there.
Yeah, S2 Dog looked like he went just a little bit deep into the first chicane as he was braking. That's 2 chicanes he's done that on now. Braking a bit too late, trying to close the gap on Ghost Turtle.
Just watching that battle now. Craig Grove went in 7th, having a good race. Just put his best sector in.
Jaded Viper's working his way back up through the track, but he seems to
have had a big moment. Jaded Viper.
Not sure what's gone on there. There was a bit of a technical glitch there. He was bouncing all over the track. At one point he is, I'm not sure.
Very impressive.
I think he's having some technical issues by the looks of it.
It looks like possibly a bit of time travel there from Jaded Viper.
He looked like he'd very much spun and face first into the barrier, but then next minute he was facing the right way on the track. Something's gone well for him there. As he works his way back up to the pack slowly. I don't know if he's closing the gap on Craig, is he? Slowly.
It looks
He's got
going back to the front.
Slightly sloppy exit on there. Yeah, that's not going to help him. Matt 2 Racing doing? Steady third, not losing much time on Simon, but not gaining much on GT Sports Freak. It looks like that top 4, he's quite stable.
He's just actually gained 2/10 there, because it was just a shade over 2 seconds and we're down to 1.7. But at the same time, GT Sports Freak looks to have cut the gap down from 2.5 to 2.2. GT Sports Freak must have put a good lap in. He's just cutting that right down now, another 0.4 off. MR2 Racing keeping up with these guys. Great race so far, considering overall I think he did come off the worst at the start, didn't he?
Yeah, Matt 2 Racing had a terrible qualifying and has now found himself in a really lucky position of being on a podium position quite gladly. I'm not sure who suffered most from qualifying. Jaded Viper has dropped quite a few places, hasn't he?
And in 8th.
Where did he qualify?
Jaded Viper was up there, I think 4th maybe.
Yeah, he had a moment, didn't he?
A good flying lap, and then yeah, he's been in the gravel a couple of times, but hopefully less nerves this week, and there'll be no throwing the controller against the wall.
Yeah, that's the advantage of having a wheel, and you can bolt it to something so that it doesn't get launched across the room. The first couple of days of playing Gran Turismo before I bought my Logitech G29, I was using a pad and doing the odd online race. I did launch it a couple of times. I figured for a financial point of view, getting a wheel was probably a good thing. Saved me from smashing up several controllers a week.
There's a good battle going back on for 11th between Vanguardian and both teams. It looks like Vanguardian's got the inside edge just going into the Parabolica.
Is he going to get one on the cup? Oh, he's gone wide. Has he spun? Has he kept it?
Very wide.
Oh, he's just about kept it in the right direction, but that is going to hurt. Thankfully, he'll not lose out to Racer Andy because there's a 14-second delta between them.
It looks like the Gaz has capitalised on that mistake from
he really has,
Andy
yeah.
on the last corner there. And let Bucky get away in 11th, chase down Daniel Guter in 10th.
5 minutes remaining, he'll do well to get in that position. Very careful entry into the first chicane. Renegade Spud just chilling on his own, 7 seconds either side of him. He's just in the middle of the front and the back bunch. He's just putting in steady lap times.
Yeah, he's just putting his fastest first sector there actually.
He has.
Very nice, comfortable race. Lovely livery on that car.
GT Sports Freak is closing on that 2 Racing. Nearly only a second in it now. Simon Trent's pulling away, yeah. They're still battling it out though.
They are.
Lama's had a poor exit. It looks like Simon's going to try and have him here.
Simon's got the legs, I think.
He has, but he's also on the outside. Is he going to try and get him on the cut-in? Or is it going to be a braking contest? Ooh, a little bit of contact. Just a bit of rub-in, nothing to worry about. Simon, is he going to try and get him on the cutback? I think he is. He's going to have him down here. Ooh, a little bit more contact.
A bit more contact.
Simon has taken the lead officially.
Well, these two continue to impress week on week.
They do.
The standard they set is incredible, really. Such close racing as you can see there.
Lama seemed to have the legs on him at the end. It's going to be a case of who's going to have the better line for the first chicane. Oh, good racing, good racing.
Very well behaved again.
Simon will be gutted not to have made that position stick though. And all that action has meant that Matt has closed the gap now by nearly a second because of the battling that they've been doing. GT Sports Freak still just about sticking with him as we come into the last 3 minutes of the race. Simon Trent with the fastest lap at 2:09.1. Blimey, that's fast.
That is fast.
Probably with a little bit of slipstream coming down the two straights as he was so close with Llama Llama.
Llama Llama not too far behind with the best lap 2:09, just shy of 2:09.5.
Yeah.
At the thousands down from that.
Ooh, Llama Llama in the gravel. Lose a little bit of momentum there, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough to make him worried.
Still seems to have the legs. That car is got a lot of mid to top range now.
Simon Trent is all over the back of him as we have a battle for first place in the last few laps.
It's on board with Simon.
He's going for
Got
it.
the legs on him.
He has. He's going to try and do him on the cut back again.
Doesn't need it. He's coming right across. That's fantastic.
Ooh.
Oh,
Taking the wide line, a little bit of artificial grass on the outside.
this is great racing.
You don't normally get this in first and second place. This is normally like a mid-position battle or a second and third place.
Trying to get in out of the slipstream there, poke his head out and get past, but it's just no room. Looking at the last lap now, I think. It's not the last lap. We'll do one more after this one.
No, this is more than likely going to be the last lap, I'd have thought. Yeah, I think this will be the final lap. I don't know how it works. I don't normally work with on time frames. As Llama Llama puts in a purple sector. Oh, a little bit too much curb there. He went on two wheels. What's Matt doing? Just steady away. GT Sports Freak backed off a bit. Follow the action at the front.
On the gravel.
That's two laps in a row he's made that mistake. Is Simon going to be able to capitalise? He's closing. I'm not sure there's going to be enough room to get him before this final chicane.
This would be impressive if
he's right there with him.
Oh,
he's round.
What
he's done him.
That is fantastic. What a move from Simon.
And he's made it stick as well. That's fantastic. I'm going to see if we can watch that on the replay and if it doesn't crash the system again. He's gone around the outside of the final chicane. That is some move, that. Llama Llama, nothing he could do about it.
Absolutely not.
See if it crashes the...
This is going to be a quick final lap here as well. Very quick.
He's not liking the replays today. Simon Trent, Simon, yeah, deserved that. It was an excellent move. He waited to the end to pick his moment. Good race from Craig. Ghost Turtle with an excellent result. S2 Dog doing well. Renegade Spud doing well.
Great race from Renegade Spud.
Look like we have a little bit of a battle between Jaded Viper. Ooh.
Expected a little bit more from the Gaz. And Jaded Viper sideways across the finish line.
Why not? Matt 2M Racing will be happy with that end result, I think. Qualifying in 6th and ending up on a podium, that's not a bad race from him at all. properly capitalise with with a really fast start off the line. Excellent move from Simon at the end. Where do we get on the race results then? There we go. Simon Trent pipping Lama Lama to first place with an excellent move right on the last lap. MR2 Racing stealing third place after an average at best qualifying. GT Sports Freak with a good race. Thought he was going to try and close the gap on MR2 Racing, couldn't quite manage it. Ghost Turtle and Craig, excellent to get 5th and 6th. S2 Dog, good race. Renegade Spud, good race. Jaded Viper unlucky to be caught up in the mess into the first chicane following a sloppy start, and just couldn't quite manage to pull it back after a couple of little moments as well by the look of it. And then Busby, Vanguardian, Ray, Daniel Guter finishing the pack.
Right, here we go. Qualifying is go. Right.
10 seconds.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Slider Pete with a nice 360.
I wondered what was spinning on the map.
Yep.
Right, so who's going to be first to move?
GT Sports Freak is first out the pits by the looks of it.
Right, everybody's piling out, nobody's leaving any space. Everybody wants a bit of slipstream to get that lap time in.
What settings are they on? Are they on real? Realistic? Yeah. Expecting a top 3 of
Top 3,
Simon Trent, Slider. Ooh, I was going to go Slider Pete second.
I think GT Sports will get Slider Pete and he gets a good time in, and then it'll be between Glosnick and Slider Pete at third.
Ooh, GT Sports Freak having a bit of a moment now.
Glosnick stuck behind someone.
Who's getting a penalty?
Glosnick just got a penalty in the second chicane. Tony's out when he slowed down and there's a Ghost Turtle's giving himself a bit of space back.
It's usually a good trick. I mean, the only advantage of round here in sticking with the person in front of you is that you get the slipstream down the 2 very long straights. But it's being close enough to someone to get benefit of it.
And that person being at the same speed as you.
Well, that's what you got to hope
if they're
for.
that little bit slower through the corners, you're exit for the next corner. Lost at that time. So, back to the first line lap.
We are.
Race 2 at Monza.
Not sure where Simon Peters. Simon has gone on my.
He was quite a way down.
He is.
Yeah, he's obviously giving himself some space.
He is. He's warming up some tyres. At least I hope that's what he's doing, and he's not just having a moment. I think he's hoping for only one flying lap, isn't he? Oh well, he might still get 2 flying laps in.
Because there's 6 minutes for this race, which means he definitely gets 2 flying laps in. It also means that you can have sort of a good minute to a minute and a half from front to the back of the field. So people can have a little bit of space if they wanted. If they all want to slipstream each other, let's see what happens.
Simon doesn't think he needs slipstream. I think that's why he's given himself a big gap, knowing that he's got the times in him, hasn't he? I think he did a 1:09.1, sorry, 2:09.1 on during the race, which is an incredibly quick lap. Oh, we got a little bit of action. Is that going to ruin Simon's? Oh, it has, by the looks of it.
Has somebody gone up in front of him? Or?
Yeah, it looked like into the first chicane. I couldn't tell if it was just a little bit of a lag, but it seemed to slow him down on exit. Annoyingly, what happens is obviously if everyone knocks them big, heavy orange barriers onto the track and then you hit one, it properly slows you down. Yeah, they are heavy.
Crazy 95, second, third, nose to tail. Can we get really to the end of the lap? Sport trick from the final corner for his first lap.
Let's see what first flying laps you can put out. We've got a 2:10.6, that's a good first lap. Slider Pete going third. Good lap.
Good totals up there with the 2:06 as well. Randy's got one in the first.
On board with Simon Trent as he comes around the final corner, going very wide. Felix Brown photo obviously not braking. Simon Trent has suffered on his first flying lap. He's done a 2:16 maybe, yeah, 2:16.3, so for a faster one this time out.
Where's a marshal when you need him?
I know.
What's there doing with him?
He managed to avoid it this time though, so hopefully he'll be able to put in a faster flying lap on his, because this will obviously be his last lap. He's just done a
3:06 lap from Van Guardian.
Oh dear, my internet connection quality is currently not sufficient to broadcast the gameplay. That's exactly what you want to hear at the end of qualifying. Simon Trent did do, he was 7/10 up on a purple sector into the first sector. It looks like he's about to come into some traffic now though. Let's see if that's going to cause him a problem. Might give him a little boost down the main straight, but he's coming up behind Busby. He's 1.5 seconds up, or 1.1 seconds up. He's gone a little bit wide there. GT Sports Freak has just set the fastest time. 2:10.0 indeed. Ghost Turtle sticking in there with a 2:11, I think. 2:11.1, yeah. Sonic with 2:11.2, so it's close. Slider Pete has not bettered his time.
Wasn't it with a 2:09.9?
That is a fast time. And then we've got
Simon checking over the line fastest.
He is on his best. See what he can do. He goes third.
Wow.
With
What
a
I expected. 2:09.7.
he's done a 2:09.7. Glosnick did a 2:09.9. Something's gone wrong there, hasn't it?
Yeah.
That's right. 2:10.6 he's actually done. If you stop spectating him and go back to him, it refreshes to a correct time. That was not the top 3 that I was expecting.
No, we got that wrong.
Yeah, we did. Glosnick putting in a good time, to be fair. Pulled that out the bag. See if he can get a good line off the start. See what GT Sports Freak and Simon Trent can have to say about it. Top 3 all very close, to be fair.
Get myself way down the pack, see what happens at the back.
Yeah, I'll be on the front, into the first corner. Let me know if there's any action to rewind to.
I certainly will. Oh, jump start from Glosnick there.
Oh,
Simon
Glosnick has ruined it for himself there. GT Sports Freak into the lead. Simon Trent second, Ghost Total third. And Glosnick all the way down in 8th. He has... Glosnick, that is exactly what happened last time round. That is terrible. So we're going to rewind that from Glosnick. Let's have a replay. Was it S2 Dog? This is the same as what he did in the first race as well. S2 Dog straight into the back of Ghost Turtle and ruining it for everybody. And that's under review, I think. Yeah. What a shame. And we've frozen, right. So bear with me.
Everybody piles into the second chicane. Simon Trent's down in 8th.
Yeah, Simon Trent came off really badly from that situation in the first chicane. S2 Dog again, that's exactly what he did in the first race as well. I just thought it might have just been a slight accident, but obviously if he's done it 2 races in a row, that's something that he's looking at. Slider Pete sticking with him. Glosnick had managed to get himself back up into 3rd place after a dreadful start. Maybe he paid S2 Dog off, who knows. Ghost Turtle doing well, yeah. Simon Trent down in 7th.
He's for 6th into this corner.
He will not be happy with that. Looks like he's about to take another position back. Oh!
Just behind us, two dogs.
Have they kept it? No, they've not kept it.
Oh, this two dog can't get it back to spare.
Oh, it looked like a little bit of contact actually.
Oh, it did.
It was definitely contact. It's already up at 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, he's out the slipstream now. If Pete can't get back in the slipstream, we've got a hard job staying with him.
Glosnick sticking with Slider Pete as well. It's just now a case of whether Simon Trent can catch up to the top of the front of the pack before the end of the race.
We've got Simon Trent, Crazy 95 and Ghost Taylor, and most determined for 56.
Yes.
Nice.
Simon Trent giving. Ooh, Crazy 95 having a terrible corner there. Simon Trent having to give. Simon Trent gave Ghost Turtle a little bit of a nudge and probably hindered Simon himself. He's lost all his momentum, pushing it up into Ghost Turtle as we battle into the final chicane. See if Simon can make a move stick. He's giving him a little nudge again, lost all of his momentum. He is. Looks like we could have a good battle for the top 3. Where's Ghost Turtle? Is he far enough back? Ghost Turtle's all with him as well.
4.5 seconds, so get past Crazy Night.
Oh, something's happened. Simon is in 4th now, so Simon has 5 seconds to catch up to get up to the top of the pack. I think that's well within his capabilities, now that he's got some free air.
Going past that, sliding.
Was the contact, do we reckon, or was it just a bit of a late break-in?
Just trying to push a bit hard there.
There's some good packs to watch and race. I don't know how the rest of the pack's doing. Busby and Vanguardian look like they're having a good battle.
I think they're both being offensive. They want some time to keep themselves together.
Busby looking like he's going to go try down the inside. Ooh, no, a little bit of a shunt, push back out the way, and Sonic, I believe, has made the most of that and gone through.
Now he's going for the move and bang chicane by the look of it. Lead before the braking zone. Keep it clean. They're through. Gonna make it out.
Ooh, a little bit of contact. Ooh, Glosnick with a wide line.
It's going to give Slider Pete a chance.
It is. That's going to help Simon as well. That little bit of battling is just going to be what Simon's going to need to help close that gap a little bit faster. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Slider Pete. GT Sports Street coming into the final corner. Who's going to brake harder?
Slider Pete's going to take the outside line.
He's onto the Astro. He's not going to have any grip out there. He's going to dive back up the inside. Try to get in the slipstream.
Diamond Trent's closing that gap down now. Losnick left the room. Oh, he's had a technical failure.
Oh, that's the second one of the afternoon. That is unfortunate for him. Gutted for him. He was up in 3rd and battling for... Oh no, he was 1st, sorry. Oh, it's a real shame. Well, that leaves Simon Trent the opportunity to close in and get... Looks like he'll probably take a 3rd place as a minimum. He is closing the gap.
Still got 7 minutes left. We're back now. Lap 4, we did all 7 laps in the last race.
Yeah, I believe so.
So 3.5 laps.
Simon Trent just doing a purple first sector. Got the gap down to 2.5 seconds now. Ooh, penalty for Slider Pete.
I think he picked that up on the last lap, but just really trying to edge it away slightly.
Slider Pete is has got Simon Trent in his rear view mirror now. See if there's anything happening at the back of the pack again.
Best lap, so this could be a 2:08 if he keeps it together. Going for it into this last corner. This is defending the corner.
He's going to brake heavy, kept a good line.
Tracy's got it. Simon didn't manage to better his lap.
No, doesn't seem to have closed the gap very much on that last lap as well either. He's still only at 2.5 seconds behind. Looks like GT Sports Freak and Slider Pete are putting in good lap times still. Consistently 2:10, 2:11. GT Sport Freak and Slider Pete battling still for the first place.
Let Simon catch up if we don't just let it go.
They are. Little flash of the lights. Slider Pete on a fastest lap, purple sector.
He likes to use his lights to let people know he's there.
Yeah. He loves it. Oh, Simon looking like he's going to come within 2 seconds now of the top two. Yeah. Simon closing. Oh, Simon running wide. That's not going to help him closing. Wow. Braking too heavy, battling for the top. He's lost a lot of time there.
Just pushing too hard, trying to close that gap.
He was. He's now down at 3.5 seconds behind. His chances of trying to battle for first place is probably gone now. GT Sports Freak now with a second lead over Slider Pete. A real shame that, because I think Simon's just done his fastest lap at the end of that one as well, 2:09.3, well 2:09.4. I think this is probably going to be the top 3 or 4 now. He's got
quite close, and he's got a penalty.
He's got a 1.7 second penalty is what he's got. I was going to say, if he stays with this distance now, so long as Crazy 95 doesn't like use all of his penalty by the end of the race, he's just gained back half a second there. Ghost Title's going to have to think about making a move, giving off the momentum. Ooh, Ghost Title running a little bit wide. GT Sport Freak looking like he's just comfortably pulling away from Slider Pete now. Putting in consistently fast times, 2:10, 2:10, 2:9.
Yeah, he's just driven out that slipstream, so.
Slider Pete with a half-second penalty, and Simon within under 3 seconds again now, but I don't think it's going to be. I think this is going to be the last lap, isn't it?
Yes. Lap 7.
Ooh. It is close between Ghost Turtle and Crazy 95 battling for 4th place. Crazy 95 still with half-second penalty.
Oh, Felix Brown and S2 Dog have just had a moment in 12th.
I couldn't quite get to the replay quick enough. Looks like Felix Brown was shunted, was it?
Looking at the comment, yes.
Yeah, didn't seem
see a replay later.
didn't seem very happy with that. Couldn't get to the replay quick enough.
Don't think Simon Trent's going to make this gap. He's still 1 second behind Slider Pete. He's going to make that. Slider Pete's 2 seconds behind GT Sports right now, coming into the final turn. Yep, we're on the final lap.
Simon Trent has done well to close that back down again, to be fair. Had he not have made that mistake on the last lap, he probably would have been with him. So that's the top 3. Crazy 95 and Ghost Turtle. Ghost Turtle looking like he's making a move on the inside of final corner. Can he make it stick? He has. What a move on the last corner. Oh, what a finish. Great race in there. Got to the back of the field now. Busby going to try and make a move on S2 Dog. A little bit too far back, I think.
Oh, Busby might be coming around.
He has? How has he managed that?
Well, unless S2 Dog got him a bit loose there, I didn't see.
See if we can catch it on his exit of the final corner. He's just caught the grass. S2 Dog. And Felix Brown in last place. Obviously a little bit disappointed that he got shunted out, because I think he was up in, what was he, 10th? He was battling with S2 Dog, Busby, wasn't he?
Oh,
A good win for GT Sports Freak. Let's have a look at the race results. Slider Pete doing well to keep second. Simon Trent did well to get back up from 8th place. But I think GT Sports Freak did just about enough to keep first. Unfortunate for Nick Yem, obviously getting kicked out, having technical difficulties. It was a bit of a shame that he got booted out. Holding on to a first place nice and steady. I think GT Sports Freak probably a bit lucky that he's got the first in hindsight. This is the problem with technical difficulties, unfortunately. You don't get this in real life.
Well, sometimes your engine blows up, you never can tell.
Well, yeah.
Your internet engine dies, your engine...
It's probably a little bit more expensive if it happens in real life, I suppose.
Yeah.
There you go, qualifying's just about to start. MR2 racing out the pits first straight away. Oh, and he's decided to let people go. That's interesting. Llama has missed it. What does he mean by that?
He was not on the track when the qualifying started.
Is
We
he?
had 2 people.
Is that why MR2 racing?
Matt, see if he wants to do
What I mean, is that why he pulled over? Do we think? Obviously Llama Llama being quite a big part of the championship points table at the moment. He's quite up at top with yourself, isn't he, Simon? For him to be missing a race is going to seriously impact his standings. I'm not sure what Matt's going to do. It looks like he's not doing anything. I think it's tough shit if you're not in the lobby. Excuse my language, actually I forgot we're on live stream. If you're not in the lobby, then you're not in the race. It's unfortunate. Right.
Yeah, once you're ready to go, you should be getting out of the car.
Well, we were watching him, wondering why he was going in the pits. I wonder what he was thinking. I guess it's only the same as Glosnick getting booted out for technical difficulties on the last lap, on the last race. Sorry, so you can't restart the race just because you've got technical problems or because you've decided to go to the toilet.
Yeah, we have the times when the race qualifying is supposed to start. Right on.
That's what I mean. It's on.
So.
Yeah, it's all scheduled out. It's not like they're random times. It's unfortunate for Llama Llama that he's probably missed out now.
Matt, M2 Racing has never restarted a race. Once this goes, it's go.
That's it.
I'm thinking he probably sticks to that so that it doesn't become a habit having a restart.
Yeah, if you do it once, you have to do it for everybody.
He's a stickler for his schedule.
He loves it. I think that's what we need, though. It was interesting to see Mac 2M Racing pull over at the start. He was first out the pits. I figured he'd just run with it. Yeah, but saying that, maybe he's trying something different because he was first out the pits from the last race, and on quali he did terribly. He only got 6th place, which is obviously for him is way off the pace. I think he was a good half a second off what he was used to. Maybe he's trying a different strategy, go out a bit later and try and hunt a pack down. Be interesting to see whether he hits any traffic that causes him to go slower.
St. Glosnick have a good chance to do the top lap, but he was held up by the car.
That's the risk of such a busy track.
Viper with a penalty, that's not going to do well for this lap.
Nope.
He's getting rid of it. Let's try again.
Right, let's see what times everybody puts in. Sonic with a 2:12, Crazy 95 with a 2:11, Gaz 9 with a 2:10.6, that's a good time. Renegade Spud 2:12.9, Felix Brown Photo, Jaded Viper 2:15, Glosnick 2:99, Slider Pete 2:10, Mac 2M Racing 2:11, puts him up into 4th. So currently we've got Glosnick on pole with a 2:09.9.
That's pretty good, doing a 2:09 on the first
fast lap, yeah.
Because it's a risk reward in this track. I think you know, if you can safely do like a low to mid 10, you know, go for that, and that can get you fairly, you know, high in the field.
Yep.
And then go for your fast lap second. But if you go hard on the first one, mess it up, then you only get it as your second one.
It's looking like Glosnick's got quite the pace. I'm surprised. Gaz now fantastic first lap, to be fair, to be up in second, doing a 2:10.6. sorry. See how Gosnick does. Does he better his time? Gaz 9 coming around the last corner. He's going to better his time. No. Gaz 9 doing a 2:11.2. Slider Pete, is he going to better his time? Got Slider Pete takes third.
Consistent.
Oh, Gaz 9 stealing third place from Slider Pete. Where is Matt 2M Racing? Goes pole. Blimey, that's close. 100th of a second. He'll be happy with that. 2:09.92. Blimey.
We still need to get through the first corner though.
Yeah, anything can happen, as you proved from the last race. Anything can happen on that first corner.
In the esports mode on this game, this is one of the most disapproved track amongst players because of that chicane, that first chicane.
Such a difficult first corner. Sam, did you want to take the back end of the pack and I'll take the front at the start of the race?
Okay.
And we'll see if there's any action to report. Let me know what number they're at and I'll try and see if I can get a replay of it. Final race of Monza, week 2, and we're off. Glosnick with another poor start, Matt 2M Racing with a great start, Gaz 9 into second. Matt 2M Racing looks like he's going to nice and clean take the lead. Oh, we've got a big action already. How do you do that? How do you do that? You're going in a straight line. Oh, Gaz getting a bit of a shunt. It looks to be a little bit of a moment. I'm not sure what's happened there. Going in a straight line and all of a sudden everyone just spins out. Sonic getting spun out by the looks of it. Not sure how you do that in a straight line, mind, but Glosnick ramming Slider Pete. Jaded Viper sticking it to 5th. See if we freeze. Ah, we've not frozen this time. Great news. Matt 2M Racing comfortably up in first. Gaz 9 and Slider Pete battling for second place. Glosnick right there with him as well. We're going to go... Oh, it's very tight. Slider Pete looks like he's got the legs on him. He has. And he's got the inside line. He's had him for second place.
Gaz also in position to Glosnick.
See whether Matt can make the most of everybody else battling behind him and pull a bit of a lead. Looks like we've got a penalty for Jaded Viper as well, probably for cutting the chicane a little bit. Glosnick looking like he's having a bit of a battle. Against Budlin in the wide, and what was it, Crazy 95 taking 6th place.
Matt's pulling away.
He is, he's now up 2.5 seconds. I bet he'll be loving Slider Pete and Glosnick and Gaz 9 all battling for second place. That'll help him massively. Glosnick going down the inside on Slider Pete. Can he make it stick? Excellent move. Slider Pete looking like he's running a little bit wide. Is he going to get him on the cutback? Ooh, a little bit of contact as Glosnick gets the back end, stepping out a little bit. Gaz 9 probably with the best momentum of the three of them out that corner. Glosnick on the inside line though. Is Gaz 9 going to try and have him? Lots of people getting lots of penalties behind. Jaded Viper still on one. Slider Pete on the inside of the chicane. What's going to happen going around here? Can we keep it clean? Slider Pete just, yeah, give him the space, that's what we want. very close. Like from second to what, 8th? Second to 8th, we've got a close. Oh, Gaz 9, a little bit of contact with Slider Pete. Gaz 9 has dropped down. Oh, Renegade Spud having a moment. Slider Pete is all over the place. Jaded Viper up into 4th. With a Slider Pete on a 2.5 second penalty. That's not going to help. Glosnick going to try and close down Map 2M Racing's 3.5 second lead. That'll be good for Glosnick now. He's got well over a second on Slider Pete. You can try and catch him down. That's not going to help there. Ooh, he's done well to keep that. He's going to lose a lot of time there. Gaz 9 looking on the inside, not quite close enough. Jaded Viper running a little bit wide, he's on the AstroTurf. Ooh, Gaz 9 taking 4th place back. There's a lot of action going on. Map 2M Racing has just disappeared off into the front, and we've got action between 3rd and 8th. Big group of people right in the middle. How's the back of the pack looking? Felix Brown-Photo taking it nice and cautious through the final chicane.
Oh, Glasnick just way overshot it. Way overshot turn 1.
A little bit of contact.
Lost a lot of positions.
Lots of people having a lot of mess there. Glosnick will regret that. Crazy 95 up into 5th. So now Slider Pete is now trying to close down Map 2M Racing, and Map 2M Racing just needs to finish his race now.
If I was Map 2 Racing, I'd feel pretty relaxed right now.
I would, with a nice 5 second lead with only 5 minutes into the race. He's doing very well.
Absolutely no need for him to try to widen that even than that.
Just keep it
laps.
consistent at that. Mid 210s will be good. It's a shame.
Down to 209.
No, he doesn't need to. Just keep it consistent. Everybody else battling behind him is not helping. There we go. Everybody else battling behind him just means that they're doing like 2:13s. Glosnick back up into 5th, albeit he does have a second penalty. Or did he just run wide into the first chicane down the main straight? He was braking too late.
Oh, good too. Man, he got a little loose there in the last corner, but he held it. Battle for 5th and 4th place.
Going at the first corner, that's going to be
get on him.
going to be on the inside. Is Crazy 95 going to defend? Oh, he's braking a little bit too hard. Oh, he's nudged Glosnick out the way. Glosnick has taken 4th after a little shunt from Crazy 95, trying to defend a bit too hard, braking too late. Map 2M Racing now with a good, comfortable 6.5 seconds. Ooh, the guy's trying to go on the inside. Slider Pete's come out on top. It's a tricky one. Slider Pete has got a half a second penalty, possibly for cutting the chicane slightly. Map 2M Racing is walking away with this one, like you did in your first race at Tsukuba. Ooh, Slider Pete, sloppy exit. Can the Gaz 9 capitalise? A little bit too far back, I think.
Unless Slider goes wide coming into this corner.
Not very tidy exits coming down second to last straight. The gas is right on Slider Pete's arse as we come down. Be side by side with him. It's going to be interesting going into the first corner. We're going to have to go in side by side by the look of it. Second place. Oh, he's braked very early. Oh, contact. Gloznik has shunted him. Shunted the Gaz 9. Slider Pete Slider Pete capitalised there and goes back into second place.
If you cut a chicane like that and you lift off, don't stay on the throttle, stay in it while you are cutting. It generally won't give you a penalty.
Yeah. MR2 Racing now comfortably over 10-second lead.
I don't see any reason why you try to go faster.
No, I mean he's set the fastest lap of a 2:10.2, which is plenty fast enough. Ooh, MR2 Adam looks like he's gone off a bit there, and got himself a 1.5 second penalty. There's a lot of people with 1.5 second penalties.
Still a big battle here for second.
There is. There's a battle for 5th, 6th and 7th I think as well. Sorry, 6th and 7th.
6. Lots of penalties there.
There are lots of penalties there. What happened to Crazy 95? He was right with to front from us. He was battling with everybody else for second place, I think. As Gloznik looks like he's coming down, possibly.
What's the replay button?
Z and then X, C or V, depending on how far back you want to have a penalty.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, Gloznik.
Gloznik has made it stick. He's defended well though. I think he's going to be under attack into the next chicane now. Slider Pete just watching, see what happens. Gaz 9, is he going to attempt anything? Nah, he's way. Ooh, he's looking. Is he going to get him on the cutback? Better exit. Slider Pete is right there again now. Slider Pete is right there. Oh, is he going to go down the inside? He is. Go down the inside again. Has he got the better line? No, he's had to tuck behind. Gaz 9 defending well. Gloznik has taken second place. I think it's a little too late for Gloznik to try and close the gap down on MR2 Racing. He's got nearly a 12-second lead. And probably only one more full lap in it, I think. So now we've got a battle for third place. MR2 Racing.
Coming up to our final lap.
Yeah, MR2 Racing just setting cool on his previous lap, doing a nice easy 209.9. He's in a comfy zone, just moving away from everybody else. Gloznik is closing the gap down on him, slightly, but I'm not sure he's going to do 11 seconds unless something goes wrong for MR2 Racing.
I'm watching the slider because he's going to be able to make the pass before the end of this lap.
It's now a battle for podium, isn't it? Who's going to take third place? Slider Pete's got a good run out of the first chicane. Is he going to be all over the back of Gaz 9 for the second chicane? Or is he going to be a bit too far back? He's there or thereabouts. I'm not sure he's close enough to make a move. Not this time round. He's going to have to think of something soon though.
Gap, though. Leave options. If he can get him on an exit on the corner, he can set him up for the next corner.
He's right there. He's looking for a move. He's kissing his bumper.
No, he didn't get it. You have to. You got to carry the momentum and get beside him. Oh, that might have done it.
Nah, not quite. He stepped out a little bit too early. It's a really terrible position for MR2 Racing to be in because he's gone and done this excellent race and he's won comfortably with a 12-second lead, and we've given him absolutely no footage.
Side by side, final corner.
We've given him no footage because it's not interesting enough racing. As we approach final corner, Slider Pete's making the move. Oh, he's gone wide, he's gone deep. Glosnick taking second. It's unfortunate. See how we're getting on in 6th and 7th. Crazy 95 taking 5th. Craig taking 6th. 7th, Renegade Spud. 8 goes to MR2 Adam, but I don't think he'll finish with that. I think he'll finish in 9th because he had a 1.5 second penalty.
I can't see Felix Brown. He's invisible.
Yeah, I can't see Felix Brown either. He
just hear the sound of tires.
Yeah, I can't even hear engine noise. He's there, but he's not there. Interesting.
I've never seen that before in this game.
Let's see if we can... No, anything? That's weird, I've got no noise from him if I go on board. So he is still going round, Felix Brown photo, but he is... I can't hear him. It's a little bit eerie actually, not being able to hear him as he's driving round.
Felix Brown is piping up in the chat and says it's his invisible livery.
He is very good at doing all the liveries, to be fair. As he's coming around the final corner now, maybe he's accidentally become an electric car, converted to electric power towards the end. That's why we can't hear him. As he comes over the finish line. Must have had a couple of people drop out. Oh, of course, yeah, because we haven't got Llama Llama missed out. Great race by Matt 2M Racing.
Interesting if we did have Llama Llama, there might have been Matt and Llama Llama.
Well, yeah.
For first.
The result hasn't gone the way I expected it to go. I expected Llama Llama and Matt 2M Racing along with Glosnick to all be battling for the top. But yeah, Matt 2M Racing's clearly benefited from second and third place. Well, I say second and third place. The next 7 cars all battling for position, meaning that they've lost a lot of time. Ended up being quite close between, well, no one in the end really. Everyone sort of had a couple of seconds between them and the next car. Crazy 95 and Craig quite close. Gaz9 and Slider Pete only a second in them. They're probably the closest. Let's invite.
Matt saying Monza did not disappoint.
Monza did not disappoint. I'm going to invite Matt 2M Racing into the chat so that we can hear his post-race thoughts.
I've got something to say to the track.
Yeah, I bet you do. Right, Matt 2M Racing has been invited for post-race conversation. Fastest lap with 2:09.9.
Hello.
Matt 2M Racing
Matt.
has just joined.
I can just imagine when you were picking the tracks for the schedule, you're like, "Ooh, we gotta have Monza in here." As you fiendishly giggle to yourself.
Well, first corner, just got there first, got out the way, but it sounds like everybody else had a lot of fun in the first corner again.
Yeah, there was a lot more action in the first corner again. Well, actually, they didn't even make it to the first corner before there was a big accident. There was a big spin out of like 2 or 3 cars before we even got to the first chicane. I don't quite know how that happens. You're going in a straight line and you manage to spin out 2 other cars. It's some achievement, but Matt 2M Racing managed to pull away, and within half a lap had got nearly a 1.5 second lead, and just from there onwards the same thing happened. The rest of the field just sort of battling for second place. The next 7 cars battling for sort of the top 2 or 3 positions, meaning that obviously you had a clear run to just disappear off into the distance.
Yeah, there was a couple of points in the first couple of laps where I thought, oh, I'm not going to be able to pull this. They're going to just sort of push each other along and catch up with me. And then sort of, as we went through the first turn, every time I saw the positions change behind me, and I was like, they're having a little fight in there. You just keep doing that, and I'll just keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, what you did was more than enough. I think you had nearly a 12-second win over Gosnick, and who eventually managed to get away from the rest of the pack sort of a couple of laps too late. I think would have been interesting to have seen how Lama had got on if he'd have left himself in the lobby. I think
I don't know what happened there, because when I checked before, everybody was in, everybody was logged.
Well, we were spectating Lama because he was putting in fast lap times, so we were on board with Lama, and then at bang on 9 o'clock he decided to go in the pit lane, and we're not quite sure why.
It seemed like he just backed out at the wrong moment.
Yeah, and then from then it just seemed to be that he just wasn't in the lobby when the race was when qualifying was started. So shame for him. And then obviously, because we thought that when you sat down at the start of because you were first out the pit lane, Matt, and then you didn't carry it through. You stopped and let everyone past you.
Yeah, I just wanted some space. I just wanted to.
No pressure from behind, yeah.
Streaming off me, so I just thought, yeah, I'm going to let everyone come past. There was only Craig with one behind me, but he was keeping his distance, so I was just like, no, I'm going to just take this.
Well, it worked for you because you got pole, I think, didn't you?
By 0.1? 0.01?
Yeah,
Yes.
0-1. It was very
0.01.
close. Slightly better than the 6th place you got in the first race.
Wasn't sure I was going to get it because I think I messed up the last chicane a little bit. Didn't quite get the drive out.
Managed to be enough for you though.
Yeah, I thought somebody was going to come round. Well, I suppose I was last over the line, so I didn't have to worry to change it. Yeah, no, good race, good race. Makes a change to just be out the front with nobody on my tail. So
yeah, it was not. It was interesting to see how quickly you managed to pull a gap. Obviously, with the people behind you all battling for position. It's amazing how much time you lose battling for positions.
yeah,
yeah.
just see it every time. Sort of, you're coming around the back part of the lap, and the time's not really changing much. It was just when everybody went through that first chicane, it seemed to like lose a second or a couple of seconds every lap going through the chicane together. I don't know whether they were battling each time or...
It was pretty much every lap. It was a battle for position down. Obviously, getting the slipstream down the main straight and then battling into the first chicane for position. And it was a case of you were just getting 2 seconds every lap, pulling away from them. So
I'm going to take that one without a doubt.
yeah, that was like Simon's victory in the first round of Tsukuba last week. It was clear 10-second win, no dramas.
Yeah, I did ease off for the last 2 laps. I thought they're going to have to do a lot. Yeah.
No need to bin it by yourself.
Yeah, I'd got a 209 and I was happy with that. It's like, yeah, just take it steady. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you said, 90% in the last couple of laps and just bring it home.
That was it, and that you did, and managed to bring it home with a good lead as well. Like I say, it would have been interesting to have seen what would have happened with Lama Lama involved as well, because obviously he brings a different dynamic to that front runner, but interesting.
We'd have battled for some point until one of us got the lead.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I expected to happen with... Well, there was 3 or 4 people up I expected to sort of battle for the top position, and then obviously they ended up getting involved in a slightly separate battle, so leaves you with the opportunity.
So we're going to pack up this circus, and we're going to leave Italy, and we're going to go to the United Kingdom, to Brands Hatch.
Home turf for us this next week.
Yeah.
Race there quite a lot.
I believe it's one of Slider Pete's favourites, and I know there's a couple of the drivers.
Gaz is pretty fast there.
I'm pretty sure Craig is as well. Can't remember. We certainly had a couple of races early on, didn't we, around Brands Hatch? So, yeah, be interesting to see.
Be interesting as well because there's very little, like me and Sam were discussing during practice of this final race, there's very little overtaking opportunity at Brands Hatch. Qualifying will be so much more important there because obviously whatever you qualify in will be pretty much what you'll...
Locked in.
Yeah, because there's not really the opportunity to make moves up.
In front of you, there's not much for passing them.
Such a narrow track.
Going into Druids, I think, where the biggest passes will be.
Yeah.
First lap.
I think there's going to be a lot of contact on the first corner going into following on from this week. I think there's going to be a lot of accidents, but we'll see.
I'm not sure where Pole sits on that track. If you start on the inside or outside, but you'd definitely be on the inside.
Paddock and Druids, you want to be, wouldn't you?
You'd want to be on the inside of that first corner.
You would.
I don't know because both Tsukuba and here have been on the wrong side of the grid when you've had Pole. Don't know.
Interesting to mention actually as well that Glosnick got 2 terrible starts actually this week. He managed to got 2 terrible starts off the line. Neither of his starts were very good. Lost lots of positions right off the bat. Obviously, Matt, your start today was in your last race was excellent. Managed to get away nice and cleanly. So that's another thing to bear in mind.
Yeah, I was just ready. I was just sort of, as soon as them lights went, I was bumping. I was away. I was like, oh, yes. It was just no delay. I was just spot on reaction. I think for 3D, yes. Drag strip top. So was there much battles other than sort of like second, third, fourth and fifth? Was much going on anywhere else?
Yeah, I mean second basically up
second
to
place, third, fourth, fifth, yeah.
it went up to 8th place, a battle for second for pretty much the first 3 laps. So there was quite a lot of people all racing very close. There was a lot of penalties going on towards the end. Lots of people sort of, obviously, a little bit of contact, maybe slightly cutting chicanes here and there, but the main battle was definitely for second, with like sort of 3 people being involved pretty much the whole race. I was saying to Simon that it's unfortunate that you've put in this great race and this brilliant effort and everything, and you've got absolutely no airtime because it wasn't entertaining for us. The entertainment was people battling for second place.
Oh, that's fine. I don't expect it if you're not battling. That's what people watch races like. People battling.
Just go to you once. I was like, "There's Matt."
Yeah, he's still on track.
I was going to say, every now and again, just flick to you, and yet, cool, he's another 4 seconds in front than he was last time.
Yeah, no, that's all it needs to be. Yeah, we're here to watch the racing, not to watch somebody driving around on the road.